Hey everybody, it's Brian here with another SPSS video. Today we're going to talk about doing histograms in SPSS. So we talked about doing several different types of histograms in class, frequency histograms in class, and so I can show you how to do those here in SPSS. So using our movies data file, which I've already loaded up, let's look at the Iron Man rating variable. We've asked people who have watched the Iron Man movie to rate it on a scale from 1 to 10. And we can create a frequency histogram of those responses. So to do that, we go to Graphs, we go to Legacy Dialogues, and there is one called Histogram here. If we click that, this is a very straightforward way to do this. We do ratings of Iron Man, pull that over as a variable, and just click OK. And then here, this is what the frequency histogram looks like. It has the name of our variable. Frequency is our y-axis label. Has some descriptives here as well, mean and standard deviation, as well as the n, and gives us a sense of what the shape of these responses look like. Most of them clustered in the middle, a few very low scores, a few very high scores, and so on. The limitation of the histogram option is that you can't, that's the only version of histograms, and we talked about some others. So let's take a look at another way to approach this, is we can go under Graphs, Legacy Dialogues, we can do a bar graph and keep it on simple. And then here again, we're going to pull over our ratings of Iron Man, this time as our category axis. And here we have, in the bars represent several different options. So if we choose n of cases, we're going to have a very similar output to what we just saw. It looks a little bit different. It does pull over some of our variable values, which is kind of nice, instead of just the numeric ones from the first version of the graph. But otherwise, it looks, I'll expand this window a little bit, it looks pretty identical to the one we already saw. But this option here under bar gives us other possibilities. So we could do a relative frequency histogram using percentage of cases instead of the n of cases. And all that's going to do, it's not going to change the shape at all, but it's going to change the y-axis. Now it's interpreting it as a percentage instead of as a raw number of individuals who gave those specific ratings. And similarly, we can switch to the cumulative graphs. These are going to change the shape. Now we have the cumulative and the cumulative frequency as another graph. And so we can see here as we're going through, we had 100 people total. So our last bar includes all 100 people. And then we can see the change in the height of the bars as we add all of the cases. So here is how many people gave it a 1. Here is how many people gave it a 2 or a 1. How many people gave it a 3, a 2, or a 1, and so on, all the way up to 10. And then just like we did with the frequency, we can change this to the cumulative relative frequency, I should say. And that goes here, and it's this last option, the cumulative percentage. And clicking that, again, compared to the cumulative frequency, it's not going to change the shape, but it changes our y-axis label here to cumulative percent. So there's the 4 different types of frequency histograms that we talked about in class, all recreated in SPSS. So I'll sign off for now, and I'll see you guys in a future video.